Hello and welcome to Energy and Reaction video assessment. Hydrogen is an explosive gas. When hydrogen is part of an organic compound, it promotes fire, exothermic reaction in the presence of sunlight and air. In order to understand the above passage, we're going to give one example of ethane combustion. When ethane reacts with oxygen and utilized completely under ultraviolet light, UV, then carbon dioxide and H2O will form. is it is an example of combustion reaction. The equation written below: ethane plus oxygen, arrow, carbon dioxide plus water. Below the balanced chemical equation, the red numbers, the numbers covered in red shows the number of moles. If we see properly on the equation at the reactant sites, there are only 4 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, and 14 oxygen atoms in the reactant side. While on the product side, we have the same number of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms, which shows the equations are balanced. The equation is balanced, sorry. Ethane is a hydrocarbon and a member of the alkane family. The reaction of ethane with oxygen is exothermic, and an enthalpy change of combustion of ethane is approximately minus 1559.72 kilojoules per mole. The minus sign in enthalpy shows that reaction is exothermic. And exothermic are those reactions which amount of heat evolved. Sorry. Particle diagram of ethane reaction. Uh, Here the structure formula of ethane shows a single covalent bond between an atom of ethane and a double bond between the oxygen atom. The diagonal arrow sign shows that the kinetic energy of the particles, uh, longer the arrow, higher the kinetic energy, as you can see here. For understanding, one more example is given below. Mechanisms of combustion of ethane. Combustion is a chemical reaction that involves burning the organic compounds. This chemical reaction converts ethane into carbon dioxide and water with the release of heat energy. Heat of combustion is the amount of energy released when 1 mole of substance is burned. Combustion reaction is an important process in our daily life as we use hydrocarbons as a source of energy for domestic and industrial processes. Alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons with central carbon atom attached to 4 other atoms. A saturation leads to a relatively low reactivity of alkanes. Traditionally, in old times, saturated hydrocarbons were known as paraffins, meaning little affinity. However, these alkanes burned very rapidly. The combination of alkanes with oxygen generating heat is known as combustion. A chemical reaction is a mean for breaking the old bonds and forming new bonds. The breaking of old bonds requires some energy. This is called energy of activation. Reactant molecule must acquire or possess this energy to start the chemical reaction. In the case of combustion, slight ignition of electric spark can provide this initial energy. The heat generation in combustion reaction is because the energy required breaking old bonds, bonds of C2H6 and O2, is less than the energy released by the formation of new bonds, H2O and CO2. The reaction is a substitution reaction. Hence, the system releases the energy in the form of heat. The heat released on the complete combustion of uh, 1 mole of a substance called heat combustion, and reaction is called exothermic. Energy diagram of ethane reaction with oxygen. The reaction is exothermic. Thank you.